This is Cryptids Comedians, the show where two stand-up comics talk about mythical creatures, legendary monsters, and fabled beasts the same way we talk about a joke that was so good, some TV writer stole it and put it in a sitcom. Normies don't believe you, but comics and industry people are like, yeah, man, I totally get that. I'm Thom Tran with my co-host Peter Murphy.
Hey everybody, Peter here.
We're both stand-up comedians. We live in Hollywood and we perform all over the world, which gives us the opportunity to fuel our obsession with cryptids from all over the place. Every week, we talk about a different cryptid. I tell Peter about the history, the lore, cultural significance, pop culture references, and evidence, if there is any, and he tells me why I'm wrong. Now, to reiterate, this show started with the idea of just talking about cryptids, because it's spooky season, we wanted to add legends and mythology into the mix. We're just going to do that right off the bat. So don't come at me in the comments like, that thing's not a cryptid. Yeah, I know. I wanted to call the show something with an alliteration, but again, like we talked about last week, creepy comedians is a totally different connotation. So we're
Enough
just like,
podcasts already exist with creepy comedians.
Absolutely. So as always, for people who are here for the first time or just don't know, Peter, will you tell us what a cryptid is?
Right. Well, I didn't listen to anything you just said, but a cryptid is like, it's a term used by street gangs for a member who hasn't officially been jumped in yet. Like they haven't been they haven't officially joined the gang by being jumped in or like beaten up or hazed. But they're like part of the crew, but not like officially part of the gang. And they're just outside and they can hang until a certain hour. And then they're asked to leave politely.
And that is your final answer this week.
Yeah.
Once again, incorrect. A cryptid is a creature or an animal that is rumored to exist, but there's never been any scientific or hard evidence to prove its existence. This week, again, falling into the mythology realm of things. This week, we're going to kind of pick up from last week's episode, but not really. There's a little bit of a connection, but it is a tenuous and strenuous one at best. So again, because we're celebrating spooky season all month long this October, this week, we are talking about the Headless Horseman.
Oh, Ichabod Crane.
Ah, yes. Peter, what do you know about the Headless Horseman, if anything?
Headless Horseman. Well, first off, let's pay our respect. He saved us from the British when one if by land, two if by sea. And so, we must pay our respects to this American hero.
Wait, do you think the Headless Horseman is Paul Revere?
Yes. Yes. Right?
No.
And they were like guillotines back then, so he got his head chopped off. The British did catch him, but luckily, that's all.
All right, so to be clear, you think the Headless Horseman is Paul Revere?
And it's not.
It's not. It is very much not, and I've never heard that before. So
well, who else rides a horse?
Well, let's talk about the legend of the Headless Horseman, of which there are many. I didn't know this until I started researching this because we're Americans and we think the world centers around us. Yeah. I thought the Headless Horseman was just an American legend. I thought it was Ichabod Crane, Sleepy Hollow. That's what I thought the Headless Horseman was.
Yeah.
That is not correct. Oh. There are lots of different stories about Headless Horsemen, especially in European mythology, in Germany and Norse traditions, especially. The Headless Horseman is a spectral figure, a rider on a horseback who's lost his head, most famously immortalized by Washington Irving's short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is how you and I know him and how most people our age, especially in America, think of the Headless Horseman, correct?
Right, yeah, and saving us from the British.
Okay, yes, and saving us from the British. He's got a sinister form. It's usually associated with horses in wartime and haunting. He endures most iconic ghosts of global folklore. Now, history and lore and cultural significance of the Headless Horseman. As I mentioned, there are lots and lots of stories from across history, especially in Europe, of legends of the Headless Horseman. Headless riders dating back to Middle Ages, widely represented by Celtic, Germanic, and Norse traditions. In Irish mythology, a Doulahan? Doulahan? Have you heard of a Doulahan?
Doulahan, yeah, that's a alcoholless beer.
It's a
Doulahan, yeah.
So in Irish mythology, a Doulahan is a 0 alcohol beer.
Yeah. And also they help, and a doulahan, they also help with childbirth.
Okay. A
doula.
I don't think
El
I don't
Doulahan.
think any of that is right. But in Irish mythology, you have Doulahans or Gansian, which 100% not saying correctly. It's a Gaelic word, and after watching,
It's like it means fancy potato.
that's
Like it's a double baked stuffed potato.
okay. All I know is after 3 seasons of Welcome to Wrexham, nothing is pronounced the way it's spelled in either Gaelic or Welsh. So you have Irish tradition of Doulahans. They ride on a black horse while carrying its own head, sometimes tucked under its arm, not like this photo, which he's actually just holding a jack-o'-lantern up, which is, again, why I said this is kind of a vaguely connected to last week's episode where we talked about Stingy Jack and the legend of the jack-o'-lantern.
Yes.
My cat is here for an episode of the podcast. Come here. Come here, cat. All right, come here.
Oh, there's a little cat right there.
Come here.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, that's a tiny little
All right.
guy.
If you're gonna be loud and obnoxious, you're gonna be part of this podcast.
Yeah.
So you have the Doulahan. Typically, the Headless Horseman is harbinger, or foreteller of death. The Doulahan occasionally is depicted in carriages of headless passengers, skull-spined whips like that. I didn't actually know what that was until I saw that photo, a skull-spined whip.
Skull-spined whip. That is, wow.
That's intense.
I choose that weapon.
You have funeral wagons rooted in Celtic symbolism of mortality and doom. And then, of course, the American Revolution with Washington Irving's reinvention of, or Paul Revere, again, not correct. Washington Irving's reinvention of the Headless Horseman mythology. What do you know about? What do you think you know about a Washington Irving story?
Well, he invented peanut butter.
Also not correct, but go on.
He invented peanut butter, and being headless, everyone's, he was bullied in school clearly, and that's what led him to invent peanut butter, and the patent for it was nearly stolen from him because of that.
Also incorrect. None of what you said is correct. Washington Irving published the Legend of Sleepy Hollow short story in 1820. He embedded European headless rider motif into American cultural soil. So Irving kind of drew from the imagination of those stories from Europe and Norse traditions and brought it to the United States. The story is about a rumored Hessian soldier that was decapitated by a cannonball during the Revolutionary War. Do you know what a Hessian is?
A Hessian, yeah. It's where it's like it's the sound that dinosaurs made. Like, we don't know what they sounded like because we weren't there, but it's like the actual sound of what dinosaurs would make, and as the Earth would echo in a pre-climate change environment.
Don't know why I ask you things. I don't know why I ask you things.
Well, look it up.
Okay, so
what do you think it means?
I will tell you what a Hessian soldier is. A Hessian soldier is a German mercenary who worked with the British during the Revolutionary War. That is what a Hessian soldier is.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, not even a little bit. The Germanic wild huntsman myth, transmitted via English translators, Sir Walter Scott's The Chase, reflected Northern European hunting spirits doomed to ride eternally. And in Washington Irving's tale, the Headless Horseman emerges from Sleepy Hollow's haunted forest on dark nights, pursuing school teacher Ichabod Crane. And this is one of the most famous images of the Headless Horseman that I remember from, watching this as a child. Do you remember watching the story of Ichabod Crane on TV around Halloween?
I knew the name, but I don't remember. You know, he's like one of those guys that like, yeah, Ichabod Crane. No, I don't remember how I saw it. Maybe it was like on a Disney Channel, like original movie or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Or like,
I
yeah,
assumed all the cartoons from that era are Disney Channel cartoons.
oh,
Or that they were like Disney cartoons.
yeah, but this felt like a Disney Channel movie. Not quite. What's the one with Sarah Jessica Parker and the witches?
Oh.
Three witches.
Yeah, yeah.
Not Bewitched.
No, not Bewitched.
Halloween.
Yeah. I know
What's
what
that?
you're talking. They just made a sequel.
Yeah. They
just made a sequel.
It's Sarah
Hocus
Jessica
Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Woo.
God, it took a long way to get there.
Yeah, it feels like a character in Hocus Pocus or like a guy. Was someone headless in there? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I didn't watch the movie.
I don't know
Oh, God.
how I was acclimated to this, but it felt like a Disney Channel movie. Or yeah, I guess I'd seen him in pop culture a bunch.
Okay. So once again, the story follows school teacher Ichabod Crane across a bridge where the specter cannot chase him because apparently the Headless Horseman cannot cross bodies of water.
Oh.
That never made sense to me. Like you're a Headless Horseman. You can't cross a body of water like a river.
Yeah, you need your head to navigate. I mean, look at George Washington, famous portrait on a river, you know, directing the boat. He's got his head, you know. The captain of the Titanic, he had his head until he didn't, you know.
Till they all lost their
Sully Sullenberger, yeah, he had his head. So you kind of need your head to navigate waters is all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. There's a lot there. There's a lot to process there, Peter. So once again, the Headless Horseman functions as a bridge between old world mythology and early American identity, blending European folklore with revolutionary history. When I think of Halloween, there are a few images that I think of more that relate to Halloween than the Headless Horseman, Ichabod Crane, and Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, very Halloween. Like this might be the most Halloween-y thing other than like witches, you know? And like this is like right next to like if you're doing a lineup like you know, okay. So let's say you're at a party with all of these, you know, creatures and they're doing the monster mash. The first person to line up, it's the witch. Then you're seeing a Headless Horseman. Then maybe Frankenstein shows up. But yeah, top 5 spooky dudes for Halloween. Halloween mascots, yeah. Witch, Headless Horseman, Jack Skellington.
Jack Skellington,
with Sally. And oh yeah, up there. Like totally iconic. I didn't know much about his history.
So once again, Sleepy Hollow, the town mentioned in Washington Irving's story, Legend of Sleepy Hollow, is it's supposed to be full of supernatural atmosphere, like ghost stories, and it should be it's looked at as a reflection of folklore in like uncanny rural hauntings. The figure captures cultural anxieties about war, supernatural vengeance, and mortality. However, and moreover, it reflects the blending of oral tradition and literary invention, shaping a foundational American ghost tale. Historical records and sightings. I mean, obviously, there's no real proof of the Headless Horseman coming back as a specter. But there is historical records and memoirs of at least one decapitation of a Hessian soldier by American cannon fire, serving as a potential inspiration. Like,
ooh,
how crazy is it that a dude lost his head to a cannon? Like,
yeah, that's painful.
Like, you think about it. They fired a cannon.
Yeah.
And it took a dude's head off.
I mean, great shot. I mean, imagine shooting a cannon. I mean, how much, you know, it had to be like the perfect distance. Like, got to be 1 in a billion shot. Got 1 in a billion, you know, for the distance and the force of a cannonball to be shot, take off someone's head. That's like 1 in a billion. Like, how good of a shot are you?
Because when I think about cannons, I think about them like doing the arch thing, right? Like, I don't think about cannons going straight and like hitting somebody. Like,
Yeah.
I always assumed they fired it up. I wasn't an artillery guy
Sure.
in the Army. So I could be very wrong about this. But I assume cannonballs like fired up and you just like lob them. So if you're standing there and you see a cannonball coming at your face, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, you've got
And
time.
then it takes your, yeah. It's like that scene in Austin Powers where the guy is riding a Zamboni.
Yeah.
And he's gonna like run over a henchman, and the henchman's like, no. And it's just like 2 minutes of the Zamboni going very slow. That's how I imagine taking your head off, getting your head taken off by a cannonball.
I mean, it's got to be from such a distance that I don't know if you may know this, but if you're shooting a rifle or anything from like a distance like a mile or maybe longer, you have to calculate the Earth's
Curvature,
you have to
you have to take into account the velocity of the bullet, the drop, the windage. So it's not like you're not when you shoot straight.
Yeah.
It doesn't go straight forever. It's it's gonna get moved by the wind and the curvature of the earth.
And I bet if you're firing that cannon, you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna hit something. You're not like going, oh, I'm gonna headshot, click.
Right.
But man, somebody did it. I want to know who that cannon shooter was.
But again, if you're like having a cannon shot at you,
you should be able to move.
Unless you're standing in front of it.
Yeah.
But and if they're executing somebody with a cannonball, that's overkill, bro. That's overkill.
It's like, oh, the knives aren't sharp enough.
Yeah, like if you have someone standing in front of a cannonball.
Yeah.
And or a cannon thing. Again, not an
a cannon, yeah.
And they shoot it enough to take your head off.
That's how Houdini died.
Is that how Houdini died?
Yeah, look it up.
I'm pretty sure that's not how Houdini. You know what? Fine. Somebody in the comments, let me know how Houdini died. There's obviously no physical proof that the Headless Horseman exists, but oral tradition among Dutch settlers and the Hudson Valley included repeated references of a headless rider near burial grounds or bridges, constantly retold by generations.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, do you think that, when someone's like, oh, I saw a headless rider, do you think that's like a phrase? Not like a literal thing, like we could, last week we got into like take the piss or like on the piss or like, oh, I saw his headless rider. That's like someone that's driving erratically, right? Like driving without their head.
Are we trying to make headless rider a new thing?
Yeah, headless rider. I mean, but like back in the day, it's like, oh yeah, I saw Barry on his horse the other day. Yeah, headless rider, that one. It's like not really.
I get what you're going with.
You get what I'm saying?
I totally understand
that. I'm trying to get like the ball rolling on like how this may have started, and then like, oh, but what if it was a headless rider? That's like how I got the name for my band in high school.
What was the name of your band in high school? And let me stop before you answer. I regret asking him this question.
It's more wholesome it's more honest and wholesome and wholesome. It was called Born with Steel Teeth. And it's because we found we were watching TV and at my buddy Andy's place, and we found out that this dude had eaten an entire bicycle.
Wait.
Yeah. On the news. This dude on the news.
Was the bicycle made of cake?
No. Well, no, but he was listening to the band Cake.
Okay.
And so what happened was he ate an entire bicycle for like a Guinness World Record. But he had to replace his teeth with steel veneers. So he had steel teeth. And then I was like, what if you were born with steel teeth?
Wait, he ate a bicycle.
Yeah, so look it up. Look it up.
So did he like take the bicycle apart piece by piece and he's like
ate the whole thing, digested it. A bicycle. Human bicycle.
I'm trying to fathom this. I'm trying to grasp what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the words I understand. individually, I understand the words coming out of your mouth.
Right.
As a cohesive idea, I don't understand what you're saying.
Listen, everyone's got a hobby. I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, what if you were born with steel teeth? That's how we got the name for our band. And this guy, he had steel teeth that he put into his mouth.
Once again, let the record show I regret asking the name of the band.
Well, since we're talking about it, it was a jazz screamo band, and we would just kind of go up there and go feel it out.
Okay, excellent. There are no modern sightings that are substantiated, obviously. There's an enduring legend, of course, that permeates festivals and cemetery lore, parole of school curriculum, and tourism in Tarrytown and Sleepy Hollow, which are in New York.
That's it.
Near my hometown of... I literally just forgot the name of my hometown. Buffalo, New York. My God. Genuinely forgot
Buffalo?
the name of my hometown.
Forgettable.
For a half second.
A forgettable city. Forgettable city.
Wow. He said that. He said that, Bill's Mafia.
I actually love Buffalo. When I went to Buffalo, I was like, wow, this is a cool place to retire.
No, you didn't. No one says that.
I did say that.
No one says that.
I'm from Florida, so everything's reverse.
Oh, right. Yeah, I go Buffalo. I go, give me the wings, give me the pizza, and now I shall take my leave of you.
For those traveling, beef on wick, right?
Beef on weck.
Weck. Sorry.
Weck.
Beef on weck. Sorry, but also you don't call them buffalo wings there. You just call them chicken wings.
We just call them wings.
Home wings.
Yeah. I mean, do we call them chicken wings? I mean,
You
we
say
call them chicken
wings.
wings, but we just wings. We
Wings.
just call them wings. Yeah.
And they are popular there. It's not like a Chicago deep dish thing where they're known for deep dish, but nobody really eats it.
Is that a true thing? Like nobody eats deep dish pizza in Chicago? Because I'm going to be in Chicago.
Eventually.
Nope, I will have already been to Chicago by the time this
We'll
episode
be in
comes
Chicago.
out.
One day we'll be in Chicago again. But yeah, I feel like people in Chicago, they don't eat deep dish pizza as regularly as the rest of the country might imagine. It's
Because
more like a birthday cake.
Yeah, Chicago pizza is actually like a thin tavern pizza, right?
You're
it's like
exactly
very
right.
thin crust.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Exactly right.
How did we get into this? Oh yeah, Buffalo Wings. I was from Buffalo.
My band. And we were jazz and hardcore and metal and screamo. And we would go up there and just shout it out. Just feel our feelings.
Jazz screamo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow remains an essential American literary canon, reprinted over and over again, studied academically, and included in anthologies of American Gothic literature. The story is open-ended. The conclusion of the story is open-ended. Do you remember how the story ended?
No. I mean, no. How does it end? Did they
I was hoping
erased?
that you remembered, because I don't remember. No. This is what I remember from the cartoon, because I didn't read the short story.
Well, hold on. What I do remember is that meets a nice young lady, settles down just outside of Western New York. One town, a town we can't name, that we don't know, and he has a family, has something like 21 kids. Most of them have their heads, and just dedicates his life to serving his community through just various street sweeping plans, and he picks up trash on the side of the road, volunteers for kids to play soccer, and he just lives happily ever after.
That's how you think the story of Sleepy Hollow ended?
It doesn't.
No.
Okay.
From what I remember, the end of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane is racing to get across this bridge that the Headless Horseman cannot cross for some reason. It's probably in the book. Again, I didn't read it, or not the book, but the short story, because I am, how you say, illiterate. And from what I remember from the cartoon, and I'll look it up later, as Ichabod Crane is also... Who names their kid Ichabod?
I know. Icky name.
So Ichabod Crane goes to cross the bridge, and the Headless Horseman throws his jack-o'-lantern head at Ichabod. Smash cut. That's a Hollywood term, ladies and gentlemen. Smash cut. No, Ichabod never returns home. He continues to leap across time, trying to solve other people's problems with the help of his AI companion, Al, in hopes to one day hop back home. Nope, that's Quantum Leap.
That is Quantum Leap,
That is
right?
Quantum Leap. No, Ichabod Crane crosses the bridge. Headless Horseman throws the pumpkin. They never find Ichabod, but they find smashed pumpkin pieces on the bridge the next morning.
Whoa.
I think that's how it ended. Or hopping from body to body, solving other people's problems throughout history.
Not everyone's story has a happy ending.
No.
You gotta see which direction you're going, and if you don't got a head, don't be throwing your jack-o'-lantern head all over the dang place.
Also true.
Yeah.
But again, the story's open-ended conclusion invites reinterpretation and theorization in popular discourse in like classrooms and things like that.
You think that horse was like, whoa, how did I get this assignment?
Right.
You know, because like animals, it's hard for me to see an animal as evil or you know, kind of like.
Have you met my cat?
Yeah.
My cat is an asshole. Asshole.
But like just loud and wants attention. It's like, hi, I'm here.
I guess you're right. I guess he's not an asshole. I guess he's just he's sweet.
He needs attention.
But no, I think
most people that need attention are assholes. I'll be completely honest.
And as stand-up comedians, we can attest to this. No, he's sweet. He's not an asshole. I call him a dickhead.
But if he had a little mouse right on his back that was headless, he'd be like, "How did I get this? How did I get this?"
Yeah. There are actually versions of the story where the horse is also headless.
Ugh.
So it's a headless horseman riding a headless horse. And this is from like different. Yeah, this is from different stories from across Germany and Europe. So, the Headless Horseman in film and television, there have been countless films and television shows. The Headless Horseman, of course, from 1922. There's a silent adaptation featuring Will Rogers. Of course, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow that came out in 1999, which is a stylized story of the Washington Irving tale, starring, I believe, Johnny Depp. And do you know who played the Headless Horseman, the Hessian, in this story?
Ooh, and it's not Depp.
It's not Depp. Depp, I believe, played Ichabod Crane. I could be wrong. It's also been years since I watched it.
Tim Burton movie. Honestly, if it's not Johnny Depp, I could not give you a guess. Was it Helen Bonham Carter?
No, Helen Bonham Carter did not play
the Headless Horseman.
No.
The Headless Horseman, who else is in like the Tim Burton verse? Nicolas Cage? Was it Nicolas Cage?
No, I'll tell you what.
He was almost Superman.
I'll tell you what. He wants more cowbell.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Really?
Christopher Walken.
Played the Headless Horseman?
Yep.
Did he have lines?
I believe so. I think there's a portion towards the end of the film where like he regrows his head.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Ew.
This is a thing. Nope, that's not.
What
the
a
one.
terrible thing to end that film with. Like, oh yeah, we want him to grow his head back because we want to turn this into a movie franchise. You know?
I think that's the case.
That's so weird. Ugh. Any movie where your head grows back, we're talking like this film, we're talking Men in Black. It's always just super gross. Like, don't have a head grow back. It's like your head's gone. That's it.
I think.
Ouch, that hurts. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I missed that one. That came out in 1999?
1999.
Oh, man. Not for me.
So, of course, there's the Headless Horseman. There was a TV show a few years ago called Sleepy Hollow. I think that had something to do with time travel.
Oh.
I think. There, of course, was the Disney Legend of Sleepy Hollow animated cartoon. There are the Headless Horseman is included in video games all over the place. You can constantly find images of the Headless Horseman or somebody typically with like a pumpkin head.
Yeah, I was gonna say the head's usually replaced by
a pumpkin.
little pumpkin.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the story of the Headless Horseman or the Headless Hessian, which, as we've learned, is not Paul Revere.
Yeah, you say that.
I do.
But then,
I do.
you know, you see so many parallels.
You know who else says that? History.
Well, history was written by the winners, and, you know, who can we really trust them?
You know what? In this day and age, I cannot argue with you. That is a conversation for another time, but I cannot argue with about.
Hey, don't argue with me. I'm a guy that I don't win things. I'm like this. That's part of my personality. I came here for a fun time. I don't win things. I don't win things. So am I going to trust history? Am I going to trust books? Books? Let me tell you what. Books don't put food on the table.
Once again, he is a Florida man. He's a Florida man.
You're dang right.
Kind of afraid of books. That's it. What do you think about the story of the Headless Horseman? Did you know that he was A, not Paul Revere, and B, not a solely American story?
I didn't realize that. I think it may have originated from a phrase, like someone being reckless while driving or reckless while horsing around.
We're really trying to make that happen, aren't we?
And yeah, but my God, the gore and like the intensity to lose your head from a cannonball. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a ton of these everywhere on battlefields.
I wonder if MythBusters has tried to.
Oh, that would be great
that.
MythBusters to watch, because they got like the big, guy on the horse, like the big, like dummy on the horse that's made out of like, I don't know, really strong Jello.
Oh yeah, the one that they're always shooting ballistic missile, like the ones made of ballistic gel. They're shooting high caliber rounds at it. No
one's got that good of a shot, so that's why I'm thinking that's like some kind of like 1 in a billion accident, you know?
All right. I very quickly, this is going to be an on-the-spot check. There's no single MythBusters episode specifically involving the Headless Horseman. However, the legend has been addressed. There's a reference to Ghostbusters where the Headless Horseman is a ghost working at the villain. Oh, yeah, that's right. And the Ghostbusters version, the Headless Horseman is a ghost who works for Prime Evil. Okay, now we're talking about the Ghostbusters cartoon, which, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, he's a classic. Will show up anywhere. That's scary just visually. Like, oh, this guy doesn't have a head, or he's got like a little pumpkin head. Yeah, terrifying.
Okay, well, that's it. That's it for this week of Cryptids and Comedians. And again, I know before you start typing away, we didn't specifically talk about a cryptid, but we were talking about myths, legends, because this is scary season, spooky season. We're doing myths and legends and creatures and ghosts and ghoulies and all that stuff that is associated with Halloween. So I picked the Headless Horseman this week.
For all my ghosts and ghoulies out there.
So this has been fun. As always, Peter, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Oh my gosh, 3 places. Ready? YouTube.com/Peter Murphy YouTube. I can't believe that URL was available. And PeterMurphyTheComedian.com, and on Instagram, Peter_Murphy.
I am at _Thom Tran, THOMTRAN. The show is at Cryptids and Comedians across all the interwebs. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. If you're listening to this on your podcaster of choice, listen to it. Watch the episode on YouTube where we actually show photos and stuff. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. If you're listening to this on your podcaster, podcatcher, on your phone, your phone, leave a 5-star rating. Leave us a note. Tell your friends. We have more episodes coming out for spooky season. And then eventually we will get back into cryptids. The first 4 episodes were about cryptids that we dropped the first week. Of course, we were just kind of finding our footing in those episodes. But more spooky season to come. And then Thanksgiving, and you'll be shocked at the stuff that I found for Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Because we're doing these well in advance. You can find tour dates at ThomTran.com. Peter, your tour dates are at PeterMurphyComedy.com?
PeterMurphyTheComedian.com.
PeterMurphyTheComedian.com.
Find me there. Hear me now.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Tell a friend, and we will see you next time.